And with the Genius Room, and we are live here at the Blockchain Futurist Conference. And I'm about to introduce you to such a genius. Jay Rogers, thank you so much.
Thank you, Yonda. It's great to meet you.
Great to
Appreciate it.
meet you. So you came to the Blockchain Futurist Conference. Is this your first time here at this conference?
It is, yeah. Yeah, my background's in traditional finance. So this is my first time kind of diving into the blockchain conference world.
Excellent. So you just came off the stage and we were just talking about agentic AI, and you were talking about your company and exactly what you do and the acquisition that you just had. Tell us more.
Yeah. So again, my background is in traditional finance. We built out a very large life insurance fund, and our plan was to go and try to develop the technology to tokenize life insurance. And lo and behold, after about a month of research, found that there was a company who was actively working on building the technology, but they didn't have the assets yet. And so we had the assets, and we were getting ready to build the technology. So we determined as a group it would make a lot of sense if we merged. And that's when we merged with Infinio Global, which is a global fintech focused on blockchain and AI technology.
Listen to that, geniuses. Did y'all hear that? Like, we're talking about tokenization, taking it to the next level. And we're going to talk about why it makes sense to collaborate and look at areas of opportunity where you can grow. So you're doing this, and I heard you on stage talking about tokenization of life insurance.
Yeah,
Is that right?
yeah, absolutely.
Tell us more about that.
Yeah, so look, life insurance is probably the purest form of blue chip collateral there is. It's guaranteed to go up in value when we're talking about permanent life insurance, typically whole life, custom whole life products. And so it's viewed and used by large institutions and banks as major balance sheet moves. And so what they look to do is use it as collateral for other investments. They do all sorts of things with it. And what we're doing by tokenizing this space is we're adding efficiency and transparency to all of the ownership, to all of the assignments, to everything that they're doing with the space. And the long-term vision is granting access to the retail user, to the individual, to have the ability to use their life insurance assets in the same way that these large institutions do if they so choose. And they're kind of gated out of that right now because of the smaller size of these assets that they carry. So that's one area. The bigger area is demystifying life insurance as a whole. And it's a complicated asset. People don't understand it. They've got a friend telling them to buy a bunch of XYZ life insurance, and then they got another buddy telling them, no, don't touch that. That's you should buy term and invest the difference. Everybody has a unique situation. And being able to use AI technology, we have a chatbot that you can interface with. We're building that technology out to be able to give you unfettered advice about your personal situation. Some people don't want to talk with a person they don't know about really intimate personal things about their health, about their financial picture, what type of life insurance might they need, right? So these are things that we believe that tokenizing these assets, breaking them down into their component parts, and allowing our clients to toggle the different respective components to their specific niche needs. It's going to change how people use, buy, and interact with life insurance.
Wow, look at there. So will it still go through the same like underwriting? Will it still have all of the
It's a great question.
right?
So think of it this way. I was on in the
Right.
AI conversation. I was sitting with somebody who is building out technology for replacing, just traditional investment advisory, telling the agent what to do, how to go and invest. I really think AI is going to solve a lot of the inefficient cost drags on life insurance, right? The underwriting
Yeah.
process for life insurance, think about how much it costs these insurance carriers to pay a nurse to go to your home to ask you questions, a phlebotomist to take blood, urine, all of these things, right? If there's a way that we can get around this, I mean, think about what AI is going to do to the medical record space. How difficult is it for you to get a hold of your medical records? So, I mean, when we put a large life insurance policy in place on something, I gotta have our team working with a team of physicians, getting attending physician statements, 10 years of history of medical records. What if this was all seamless and a lot easier, on chain and custodied by the individual, right? And secure. I was on stage talking about compliance departments, right? Traditional financial institutions compliance divisions. That is what's going to stall agents. If agents are perfect never making a mistake, it's still going to take time for these major institutions to adopt because of the fear that they're able to instill in their users and more so in their boards of directors from handling a liability of use, right? So that's the concerns they're going to be having. That's what I was trying to talk about in there is it's not just about building, it's about communicating and working with the financial institutions that are legacy institutions and even the regulators on how to be able to use these technologies. Everybody can spin something, right? And even if it's perfect, we've got to make sure that it's adopted with confidence. Does that help?
Oh, that helps perfectly. And so, one of the things I want you all to understand, I went to the dentist, right? And I went to the dentist. And when I went, I had to have my x rays. I'm like, are you serious? Like, I just went to another dentist and got my x rays. They were like, listen, your insurance will only pay for you one time to get these x rays. The next time you're going to come out of pocket. Just think if my x rays would have been on the blockchain and allowed for me to carry, because I have my sole custody, I have my wallet, and I have the ability to carry my medical records with me so that I'm able to get my dentistry taken care of. Now, let's scale it up a little bit and we start talking about the importance of life insurance, whether it's whole life, it's term, it's universal, and the impact that you have. And from a commodity standpoint, or to be able to collateralize and actually leverage that, this is a whole level, different level of wealth that I want you all to think about and the importance of it. But also, what we're building is the future. When we talk about compliance, see, I went to the SEC roundtables.
Wow.
And I sat in, I had perfect attendance, right? And I sat in there from a regulatory framework, understanding blockchain, crypto. Just last week, I was at the government blockchain conference in Washington, D.C., sitting in the room and talking about tokenization real world. That's where I met Janet with AI and all this type of stuff. So understanding the advice, the support, and what we should be talking about. How are we going to regulate this industry? What needs to be talked about? Can a person actually have sole custody of their wallet, or can a company do that for them? This is so important what you're doing because you're actually allowing me to, like, I used to be afraid of life insurance, right? I'm like, okay, and it depends on the school that you come from, whether or not I'm going to have whole life or I'm just going to fund it by some of my other assets that I own. Y'all sell the assets is in the trust. Y'all go ahead and handle that. But you're making it simple for us to have it. So, what do you want the world to know about your product, your services, and what you're offering?
Yeah, no, it's a great question. So right now we're at an institutional level. All of the assets in the Life Notes Trust, which we've developed, have come from credit unions, which are nonprofit institutions, right? We've worked with them for decades. Fantastic institutions, nonprofits give back to their communities. I always say credit unions are the Dow before the Dow, right? They have membership, right? It's a autonomous organization in a sense, right? That the goal is not for the financial impact to the board, it's to the members, right? And so they're wonderful institutions. Our goal is to build this out so that this can be used not just by credit unions, by hospitals, universities, other entities, and in the end, retail users, right? Being able to, in all likelihood, and this is my thing, I want collaboration. I don't want to try to take over the world. I want to partner with these legacy institutions that have unbelievable track records, that have unbelievable systems, and that are a little bit cautious and hesitant to dive into the pool of AI and blockchain. I think as we build, they're going to get more comfortable and they're going to want to participate with us.
Oh my goodness, did y'all hear that? Open for collaboration. This is what your aim should be, is looking at companies that are out here building institutional, individualized, consultancy. It all matters. So do your part. I want you all to follow Jay. Where can people find you?
So I'm on LinkedIn, Jay Rogers Infinio. I'm also on X, J __ Rogers, and that's ROGERS. And yeah, that's those are the primary places.
Perfect. So we're live streaming right now. We're live streaming to X. We're live streaming to YouTube. And so this video will be available to you. I'm going to have you back on my show,
Wonderful.
The Genius Room, because we're going to give you an hour spotlight where we get to know the man behind the vision.
Wonderful. That would be great.
All right. Well,
So
thank you
great to
so
meet
much,
you.
Jay. It's
Thank you
great
so
to
much.
meet you.
Appreciate you.
And Geniuses, make sure you follow him. I'm so thankful for it. Listen, You get started, you do what you need to do, and you support others in their growth. I love you all, and I'll